The Karabaska group in Hungary, a group that's dedicated to bringing back Hungarian ancient pagan traditions and shamanism, is led by a Taltos, and on this day they're celebrating a special holiday that celebrates the connection between man and woman and the magic that happens when they share their essence, and this creates a child, this creates creation, and it's a day to celebrate the working together of male and female. In old documents that recorded witch trials, witch hunts that happened in Hungary during the Christianization of the country, they were actually able to find records of sweat lodges and references to sweat lodges in Hungary as methods of healing. But they didn't have all of the information, so they flew to the United States to meet with Native Americans to learn about sweat lodge techniques, and then brought those back, and now they use them in Hungary for their rituals. Members will take the rocks that are heated up for the sweat lodge and place them onto the fire. But in doing so, men will put lavender on their rocks to represent connecting with the spirit of women, and women will put tobacco on their rocks to represent the connection to the spirit of man. And before they put it on, everyone is encouraged to pray in whatever way fits them, to whatever God fits them, and whatever method fits the way that they see the holiday. It's all accepting and brings everyone in, but they're just encouraged to pray and put their spirit and their hopes into the rock as they place it on the fire. And all of the rocks and lavender and tobacco come together. These tents are connected spiritually by what might be seen as an umbilical cord. With the fire in the center, there's an invisible line that goes between the man and the women's tents that you're not supposed to cross, because that's what brings up this connection. Each tent has a totem outside of it, one for men and one for women. And before they go into the sweat lodge, every guest is encouraged to put their jewelry onto the totem as a tribute, and then they take it back later. And these totems themselves represent the male and female spiritual aspects of these people and how they come together to form a child and form a life. While most sweat lodges done by the Karabaska group are unisex, on this day, because it's celebrating the working together of man and woman, they're separate, with one sweat lodge for men and one sweat lodge for women, with a large bonfire in the center and a line that connects the two of them. The sweat lodges are done in 4 rounds, with each round increasing in heat and intensity as the fireman, the person who brings the rocks, lays them into the area. And at the end of each round, every person in the sweat lodge will pass around a bowl of water. They take one sip, and first they say water is the first medicine, and then they say prayer. And for each round, that prayer becomes bigger. The first round, you say a prayer for yourself. And then the second round, you say a prayer for your family. The third round, you say a prayer for your nation. And finally, you say a prayer for the world. Because in these beliefs, in this tradition, helping yourself first is how you help the world. And by being a better person in yourself, that's how you make the world a better place. The traditions of shamanism are often tied to a land or a people, but similarities pop up between different groups from all over the world. And in documenting these practices and in looking at what pieces we can, even though this may not be the exact sweat lodge that was performed in ancient Hungary, by working together with Native Americans, this group has been able to piece back together their religion, to piece back together their culture, and meet kind of a spiritual void and a spiritual need that their people have faced in trying to understand who they are as Hungarians and how they fit into the world and how this fits into their spirituality.